Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So I'm off today and I have so much new stuff and I keep thinking I'm going to have time to film. Except something always happens and then I don't. And then the times that I do get to film, I wasn't paying attention to the time and it went to like an hour and 30 minutes and I was like, absolutely not. Would I put somebody through that listening to me rambling? So today we're going to keep it or try to keep it short, but I do want to talk about new stuff because sales are coming, and if you can get these things on sale, why not? So the eyeshadow palette is, of course, kind of the new thing, but there's some older stuff too that's going to go on sale that I really like, and I want to tell you about it. So let's get started. For foundation today, is it a foundation? I don't know, but I'm using the Jane Iredale Glow Time Full Coverage Mineral BB Cream. So, I don't know. It's okay. It's not okay. I think it looks pretty on the skin and stuff. I feel like, and here's the thing with it. It's a BB cream, right? So maybe it is supposed to be thick because it felt like I may have applied too much too. Keep that in mind. But it felt like I was just like blending it or trying to get my fingers to melt it into the skin because I did use my fingers to apply it. But then it just felt like it was so heavy that I went back over it with the brush and then it still felt heavy. So then I took a sponge. At that point, it was fine. I think I might be losing my voice because allergies. I'm hoping not, but and I've been talking a lot at my job, so that could be it. Talking to customers and stuff, but regardless, it is what it is. Um, so yeah, I don't want to say it's bad because it's not. I think it's just going to be for certain people. You know what I mean? I made it work, and I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a person in my bedroom. So I did make it work, but it was not easy. I'll say that. But again, my mistake. It could have been my application for all I know. So let's see. From there, I set, and I didn't use a concealer. So I actually applied that under the eyes, and it really doesn't look that bad. To be fair to it, does my Natasha Denona concealer look better under my eyes? Absolutely. But to be fair, if you're doing something really quick, I could see me grabbing that. I would apply it with a sponge the next time, but I could see me doing that. So I then set like around the face with my Natasha Denona powder, just to set it and to give it like on my cheeks just a little bit more coverage, just a little. I used this Wednesday palette to, so I used this lighter shade to set under the eyes, which it did brighten it at that point, which I do enjoy. And then I use this shade right here as the bronzer all over my face. I don't know about these. I mean, I like the butter bronzers. I know I do. And I like the blushes too. Like I like these products. I think it's a good shade. And maybe it's the foundation. Maybe it could be the brush, but I used a Refer brush. This one here. So I don't know if you can see, or maybe it is just the lighting, but what I'm seeing is almost like a line. Like it's not blending up, no matter how hard I tried, right? And it's not really blending down either. It's almost like you can just see it no matter how much you blend. But maybe I didn't blend it long enough, in which case I don't feel I should have to blend that long. But I don't know. So there's that. Do I like this? Yes. Do I like the tones? Yes. That's why I have to say it must be the BB cream because I don't remember having this problem before. I could be wrong and just didn't notice it. Again, could be the lighting even. but there's something. Then for blush, I pulled out my Betty Boop by Glamlight. Y'all, I forgot all about this whole thing. So the other day I had ran across it and pulled it out along with the palette, and I actually did an eye look with it, and I wanted to film, and I thought I was like I thought I had my phone, I thought I had it all set up. I did not. And the sad part is that the phone was sitting right here beside me, and I even took a phone call, which means I knew I wasn't filming because I wouldn't have done that. But in my head, I filmed it. And I went to upload it, and there was nothing to upload, obviously. So there is that. And the fact that I'm losing my mind. But anyway, for blush today, I use this shade right here. And I just think that is the prettiest shade. Like, it just looks so pretty, and it's blurring on the skin. Like, I do know the more pigmented shades, I think because they're so pigmented, they don't blend well, or they're the contrast. There's just something about them. I know I don't wear them because I've tried it before and it don't work. But the shades that I guess you would say that would belong with my skin tone, I don't have any problems with. They blend nicely. They blur the skin. They they're pretty colors, like no problem at all. So love that little palette. And then for highlighter, I've really been grabbing for this a lot. It's the Revlon Skin Lights 201 Daybreak Glimmer. You all could see how dirty this is. Like the scratches. Like I have been really, I don't know, in love with this shade for some reason. But that is what I have as highlighter. And I will put it in my inner corner later on too. But this is the highlighter I'm wearing. And I don't know, there's just something about that. And I started thinking, because somebody did a video about, what is it, Becca and Champagne Pop, and how that was so highly loved. And that's not a dupe for it by no means. I believe they say that's a dupe for ABH. Something with them. But anyway, I have that, and I don't ever hardly grab for Champagne Pop. I really don't. I do think it's a pretty color. But personally, there's another shade that I like better. And I want to say Moonstone, but I know that's not it. I have it somewhere, but I'm not for sure. But I like that Revlon one much better. From the application to the way it looks on my skin, the whole 9 yards. I think it's just better. Price point, the whole 9 yards. So that is what's on my face. And then for lips, I bought a LA Girl lip liner. So working at Ulta, I don't, so I dropped down there. The store I work with work for is different. We'll say that. So I felt like I love Ulta. I love working there and stuff. It's fun. Well, you know what I mean. It used to be fun. But I still enjoy the work part of it. So I do like ship from store and the buy online, pick up in store stuff. And I really like that. Along with working with customers, obviously. But task stuff, it's not for me. Not anymore. So I've been doing that more. And I really love what people buy versus what we see like online, right? So I was doing a lot of orders, and there was a week that for whatever the reason, this LA Girl in I want to say Sugar and Spice, yeah, was selling like crazy. And I was like, okay, I looked at it, and it kind of looks like there's a NYX one. Oh, I can't think of the name. You would think by now I would know all these names after putting the products away for so long, but I can't think of the name. But it kind of looks like that. Something suede, I think. Anyway, this was selling. So I was like, I'm going to give it a whirl. Well, then I never used it, but now I am. So it's Perfect Precision Lip Liner. and they're not that expensive either. Like LA Girl in general is not that expensive. And I'm kind of wanting to try like their sponge, and there's something else I want to try from them. Oh, that cream bronzer and blush, I think is what it is. The cloud, whatever. I just haven't got to it. Anyway, this Sugar Spice. That's the lip liner I'm wearing today. I will say I hadn't used it before, so this is the first time I opened it. It felt drying, right? But the more I went over it to like line it and fill it in, I think it warmed up. Then it started being really creamy and just applied wonderfully. I think it would be semi long lasting, to be fair, because it is creamy, but yet it does set, which I don't want to say like sets like a matte, but it is kind of drying in a way. So I do think it would be long lasting. Um, but it's a beautiful color. Like it was my lips, but better. And like it really filled in like where my lip line is fading. Easy to fill it in, and it looks so natural. But then I went in with this ABH, which I bought all this, by the way, except for this. Right? Yes. We get gratis. So I'm never for sure. But I got this in gratis. And it's the ABH lip velvets. And I heard somebody talk. I need to write down who I hear talk about this stuff, right? Love these. And I had gotten it a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, even in a gratis bag. And I just left it in the box because I, the way it sounded, it was going to be like a liquid lip. You know what I mean? But it's not. I mean, kinda. It's what it is. It's like a velvety matte. So it is matte, but it's very comfortable, and you have some like movement to it. Now, I applied a gloss to it. One, to help keep my lips moisturized and plumped, and two, because any kind of matte I don't like. I've discovered that. I just don't like it. But I also don't like glosses too glossy, because then everything sticks to it, like my hair. And so it's a very fine line on formula on what I do like. So with that said, I then applied my gold glimmer gloss, or golden glimmer gloss, from Natasha Denona. It also has like a plumping thing to it, on top of that lipstick. And if you like there's going to be transfer to this, just so you know, but it is minimal, and I believe it would be lasting. I would say this could last you 2, maybe 4 hours tops before you would have to apply it, depending on what you're doing. But I do think it would last. And then on to the eyeshadow. No, primer. I did use a primer today. So I did my skincare, and then I waited for a while because I had other things to do. But I bought this NYX Plump Right Back with electrolyte, regardless of that. This is nice. It's tacky, but not too tacky. To me, it's just perfect. And it feels like there's just something in it that just like fills in my lines and really plumps them in a way that isn't, that works with the foundations too. Let me say that. But once you apply powder, it's almost like that quits working. So just so you know, which again makes sense. But when I applied the powder, generally it never bothers anything. But with that primer, again, it could have been the foundation maybe. But I've used that primer with other foundations, and it's almost like it sucks that up and then just dries your skin out. Like that is what it sucked up. It's so weird to explain. So I do like it. I like it better when I'm not gonna, like if I'm just wearing all creams. That's when I really like it, and that's when that performs the best, to be fair. So if you like creams, try that primer out with your foundations. So this is the powder we're going to be talking about today. Mine is filthy, I'll be honest with you, and I have played with this so many times now. Like there's been 2 palettes, which is, and it could be that they're sitting here, But at the same time, I have a lot of palettes sitting here. But I still grab for these for whatever the reason. One is the Wicked palette, and the other one is the Morphe Naughty palette. I really thought they were going to come out with a nice palette. I really, really did, but they have not. So this is what it looks like. This has been out for some time now, but Morphe for Black Friday at Ulta, there's going to be deals. Um, I don't know what it is as far as that goes, but there are deals. Um, but regardless, the Morphe site, I think, might have better deals. I don't know. You'd have to check that out. So keep that in mind. But this is a newer palette, so it may not even be discounted at Ulta as far as that goes. But definitely keep your eyes open for that Black Friday stuff. That way you can get your deals and the Cyber Monday. Like, these are coming very quickly. But anywho, I've been wearing this probably at least twice a week. Because it's just so easy to use. And it's got I don't want to say it's got color by no means, but it does have a little bit. But it also creates the easiest, most neutral looks, basic looks. But if you want to have a little bit of fun, you have that option. So today we're going to create this eye look. I would say this is probably my favorite because I just love the lid shade so much. And every time I've applied this in this way, everybody wants to know what eye palette I'm wearing. Like, I'll get 2 compliments. I know that doesn't sound like much, but when anybody says something to you about something, that kind of says something, you know? And it's sort of like a perfume or body spray, whatever. If somebody says something, I'm like, I remember that. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is you remember whatever it is you were doing that day or wearing that day. If somebody says something about it. Same if somebody said, I don't like your makeup. It looks very drying. What did you use? You know what I mean? That's going to stick with you. So this palette, and of course, like I said, the Wicked, I've been picking myself, but then I've also got compliments, which maybe that's why I've been keep picking them. I don't know. Never thought about it until now. But anywho, let's get started. So the first shade we're going to go into is this one right here. And really, I'm not wearing that many. So I went ahead and set my eye with this shade here because I always set. Now we're going to go into this shade. And I will say, this has got a nice gradient if you wanted that too. Like, it's got an even number of mid-tones, darker shades, sparkly shades, metallic shades. Like, there's different formulas in here too. So you get a little bit of everything. And of course, Morphe's affordable, you know, even not on sale. But this is, I believe, their holiday launch. So I believe it's going to be limited edition, most likely. And I don't want somebody to miss it if they're thinking about it. Because I really, really do like this palette. I think it's so pretty, so easy to use. I just can't say enough about it, to be fair. Okay, the next shade we're going to go into is this one right here. And I'm actually going to put it on the outer corner and under the lower lash line. I have to wash my brushes, you all. Today's been my first day off. So, like my work schedule, I get a day off, obviously. Sometimes even 2. But I've been, like, on the weekends because I'm full-time with Marshalls now. Which, it's going pretty good. I would have never guessed. I mean, not working for Marshalls would I've guessed. It's, like, I'm in a shoe department, you know? But I'm getting ready to go to women's. So women's is huge. It's a lot of work, and it also contains like beauty and stuff, but I'm kind of excited, and I'm hoping that the previous coordinator gets to train me, but because everything's already set, you know what I mean? Like, everybody knows how she likes it, so it's just easier if I do it that way. But I'm not for sure if that will happen or not, but I just didn't think I would do well in that type of retail because I really don't know that stuff that well. I mean, I'm learning it, obviously. But like for the most part, I'm not that, give me jeans and a t-shirt. I mean, there's times where I like to dress up and, all that stuff. But for the most part, now purses, I know, obviously, I love that. Well, not obviously, but I do love that. And makeup, obviously, that's a given. So, but anyway, I'm moving into that from shoes, and I just started enjoying shoes, which is odd because I really didn't think I'd be good at that. As in, like, enjoying it, but I really did. I really did enjoy it. So I'm hoping that, clothes will be the same. Of course, I know I'll enjoy the beauty part of it. Obviously, it is different than working at Ulta in the beauty, but it's still nonetheless makeup, you know what I mean? And I love makeup, all things. So I think it's going to be fun. A little scared, but fun. Because I did just buy a palette from there. The Grwm, it came in on truck, and I saw it, and I grabbed it before it even hit the floor. Because I am in love with the Wicked palette. I am so curious if her little palettes have the same formula or not. Like, I need to know. So I got that applied. I used the Tarte Fake Awake on the waterline. But, like, this is as basic as I get with it. Like, I don't really do that much. But yet it's enough to make you look put together. And again, that little bit of pink, and it could be because I wear a lot of pink, so it's pulling it out even more, but that little bit of pink just gives me enough color to satisfy my need for color, you know what I mean? And the palette itself is just easy to work with. It builds, it blends, the colors look really good together no matter how you do it. The only thing, and I'm not for sure on all of these shades, but for this particular shade, it's so pretty. Like, this shade right here is just so pretty. And it's like a pinky, glittery, blue, purple type of mix. It's gorgeous. Like, I don't know if the camera's picking up that shade or not. And it looks so wet, so shiny. It's just gorgeous. And it does stay on the lid once you get it on there. Now, you can apply with your finger, a brush. You can spray, I don't, but you could. Generally, if I'm not doing, like, if I'm just going to work or something, because I am in a hurry most of the time, I just put it on my finger and go to town. I'm not that concerned with it, but obviously doing a video, I want to be somewhat precise for you. I will say that the shade picks up beautifully on a brush. It's just a flat brush, and it picks up very nice on the brush. There's fallout using a brush. Now, if I sprayed it, I'm sure, like, I kind of want to spray it at some point just to see the impact of that, but for today's video we won't, so I will get fallout. It kind of brushes away. I will say, if you do your eyes first, then your makeup, you're going to be much better off. Keep that in mind. But there is fallout with it. But it is such, and it builds up too. So it can be a washish color if you want it, or even made into like a topper shade if you want it. Again, these are all things you can do with all these shades if you want it. So that's a pretty, just light type of look right there. I didn't go heavy-handed, nothing like that. And I'm kind of blending out those edges a little bit. I'll go back in with the brush. But, oh God, that's so gorgeous. It's just so, so pretty. So I'm going to go back in to build it up now. This is kind of where I got the fallout between this application. I did 3 on the other side. So, but I want to try to keep my head back to minimize said fallout. And it does help a little bit, but not too much. because I do think that the majority of the fallout is coming from my lashes, to be fair. It's getting down in the lashes and, you know. Alright, I'm going to get one more. Just want to make sure it's nicely coated. Like I said, it can be a sheer wash or build it up. It's whatever you want to do. Oh God, that's so pretty. There's just something about this shade. And even though I would consider myself having a warm skin tone, there's just something about cools that I like. I don't know why, but here we are. And I really, really like the icier the better type of look. Maybe it's because it's so in your face, but there's that. So I'm going to take this lighter shade here and I'm going to apply it as an inner corner. We'll get to everything in a minute. But I wanted to try this shade as inner corner, and I wanted you all to see it also, because I was hoping it would kind of work. And I think it could with some looks, don't get me wrong. But with this particular look, I don't think it looks good. Or it's not giving enough impact, let me say that. So it did a little, but nothing major, if you can see. So I'm going to take the brush and, get that off there. And we're going to go into the highlighter. So the skin lights, I could have used something out of there, but I just kind of wanted to keep it together with the cheeks and everything. I'm going to pop that in my inner corner. And I just kept it to the inner corner too. I didn't take it very far. That's it. Then I did, so I was cashing in my points and I had to come up to 125. I used $125 basically. So I was trying to get to that number so that I could use my points at Ulta. And I was at the very end and I didn't. I was so tired of just trying to hit that number. So I just grabbed this off of the grab and go. It got me. But everybody does talk about this. So it's the Shiseido eyelash curler. I will say that it feels somewhat sturdy. Like, it's nothing like my Surratt. Like, Surratt feels steady, weighty. Like, you're not going to accidentally slip. Like, the way it's built is what I'm talking about. It's a heavier duty thing. You know what I mean? Which could be because a makeup artist used to use it. I don't know. Or them themselves, It is, but this is Rephr. So Rephr, I like it. It's okay, but it doesn't feel as sturdy as that. But I do think I like the shape of the Rephr better. There's just a little bit of difference there, but this is more sturdier than that. So there is that. But I will say it's nice. Is it technically worth the price point at full price? Probably not. But if you can get a deal on it, then I would say go for it. So we are actually going to curl the lashes today. Because why not? We're here. I might as well. And like it doesn't like pull my lashes out or anything. Like it does what it's supposed to do. For sure. And I would say that it doesn't take all day to do it. Like 1, 2, 3, 5 squeezes. Yeah, it's got it. So, Now I did get fallout, like I said. Again, it gets on my lashes and that's how it's falling out. It kind of brushes away, but not really, to be fair. If using this palette, I would definitely use the glitter glue or do your makeup first. Spray your brush. But even then, I'd still say do your makeup, or do your eyes first. Obviously, you're going to do your makeup. You all know what I mean, though. Alright, that foundation, I don't know, it's starting to set in my wrinkles now. Again, I probably put too much, well, I know I put too much on, but that's beside the point. And then for mascara, I have the Extensionist Telescopic Mascara. I don't know how I feel about this, to be fair. It's not bad, but I don't know. What do you all think about it? Like, on me or just in general, have you tried it? Because I don't know. Like, I think it does okay. But we're going to apply it. I will say 9 out of 10 times, I am always poking myself with these bristles because they're so hard. And it hurts. And because it is this bristle, I have to go so slow, so it is time consuming also. But it's not bad by no means. I think I enjoy their original telescopic better, personally. But for the price point, it is good. And if it's something you wanted to try, why not? You know? Again, do you see? I told you I always mess up with the mascara. Although I will say it's been a while since it's happened. That I thought maybe I was over that. Apparently not. It's still out to get me. It's like, here, have a big blab. It's been a while. Usually I just get like little teeny marks I gotta get off. No. It's been a couple months since it's happened, so I guess here you go. All in one. It's getting back at me. Oop, another spot. I make a mess usually with mascara anyway. I don't know if you all do or don't, but I do. I'm still trying to do falsies, y'all. Trying to learn it. My youngest daughter, she applies them almost every day. It cracks me up. I'm like, how do you do it? How did you learn to do it? Like, teach your mom. She's like, you want me to just do it for you? I'm like, no. I mean, you could. I guess she could. But it was more I wanted to know how. But I guess at the end of the day, it don't matter how or who applies it as long as they're applied. I will say that this does try to stick my lashes together, in which case I 9 out of 10 go in with a comb to comb them out afterwards. I don't mind that, so, but you might. But again, price point, it's not bad. So, yeah, you could try it if you wanted to. And then for the bottom lashes, going back to an oldie, the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. And we're going to put that on the lower lashes very lightly. Just enough to give color. But that's it. This favorite. If it ever goes on sale, get it. Try it. Let me know what you think. Because I personally love it. Now, where's my little spoolie? There it is. Okay, so this is the comb that I use to comb through it once they dry. I'll get to that. Let me try to clean up my mistakes. I don't know if that's dry yet. Nope. Great. I hope I didn't make that worse. Just when I thought everything was going to be okay, here we are with the big black blob. And I know I should let it continue to dry. I know this. But you see, I have to run errands and I have to go to the grocery store. So I really can't let it sit here and dry. I got to get it off so that I can go. But now it's really left a mark and I'm going to have to fix it somehow. Oh, I know how. I don't know if that worked. Maybe. See what we go through when we mess up. Well, not only did I mess up, but I messed up again because I went in before it dried, obviously. I also feel like that needs to be a little more pink. Up there. And then I did use, what did I use? This brush here into that lighter shade that I said I set the eye with. There we go. Is it perfect? No, but that's on me. I'm not going anywhere, but you all saw the palette. That's all that matters. Well, you saw everything work until I messed up. And I should have let it dry, and I didn't. Again, that's on me. It is a wet formula, so it does take it a second to dry. Once it does dry, you're good to go. But do know it is wet. Not that it matters, because that metallic shade, doesn't matter what else happens, you have that metallic shade just to save the day on your lid. Alright. It didn't actually clump as bad together as the other I did, so that's good. But I also didn't apply that many coats to this eye. I'm trying to just pick it apart. There we go. Perfect. Yes, love that. Alright, so that's all for today. I know we're at 40 minutes. I get it. Fast forward. I talk a lot. Look, I don't have anybody to talk to, so I talk to you all, okay? Well, actually, I do have people to talk to, but you know what I mean. I like to talk to you all, too. Because I like feedback, you know? You all know just as much, if not more than me. And I enjoy, like, especially now, you all tell me what's coming out, when it's releasing. That way I can figure out if I'm getting it or not. Like, I like that. Or you'll ask if I'm getting it. That way I know what you might be interested in. And for that, like the other new palettes I got the ColourPop and the Grinch Stole Christmas. I have the new Mario palette, all the Tarte Christmas palettes. I have Oh, the ABH palette. Embers. I'm thinking I'm going to play this one next. I haven't played with it, but it just looks fall to me. I mean, I probably should have been playing with it considering it's winter now almost, but I am really wanting to play with that one. The Mario one, I don't have feel for that yet either. I'm still, it is not the original or the Ethereal Eyes, it isn't that. And it isn't even like his second one, really. And I know people had mixed feelings on it. The Moonlight. I personally like the Moonlight palette. I like the Ethereal Eyes palette. The Nature one is just different. It just looks. I mean, it's pretty, but at the same time, it just looks basic. You know what I mean? So I'm not really for sure on it. I'm gotta play with it to let you know. And maybe applying it, I'll be like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? But the original Ethereal Eyes, you all, like mine is dirty. It is one that I use. I love. Nothing's gonna beat it. I probably should have a backup of this because I'm going to cry if I ever hit pan on that, which I can't seem to think I would. Because you never know. But then I do have, what is it? The nude palette from Natasha, so kind of okay, I think. But overall, this is the final look. I think everything did finally come together. It looks pretty good. I mean, not going anywhere. Not doing anything really. Well, I mean, I'm doing stuff, but nothing. No red carpet here. Let's just say that. Although that would be sweet. See, I think somebody should roll red carpet out down my steps. That would be cool. Going out the front door. My children should do it as who should do it, because Lord knows I do everything for them. The last two that are at home, anyway. But, yeah. So, anyway, let me know your thoughts, opinions, whatever. Share it down below. That way I got something to talk about. And I'll see you on my next day off. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. I don't know when that will be. A couple days, I think. Because Black Friday is fast approaching, and that schedule, ooh, I've signed up. I've signed up for it, let me tell you. If I make it through it, y'all will know, okay? Because we are looking at, for sure, 2 15-hour days. Because that's every Saturday and Sunday for me. But Black Friday, let me tell you, it's going to be a doozy. Because the shift will start probably at 4 a.m. It won't end until maybe midnight. Ooh. And then have to get back up to do Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Cyber Monday. Because I'm helping out both, Might be rough. But I find that fun. Like, I know that sounds insane, but I do. The more chaotic it is, the more fun I have. I don't know why. I think it's because I get to race around. Like, helping this person, helping that person, filling this, doing that, moving this, moving. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a bunch of, you gotta go type of thing. And I just enjoy that. But anyway, I will let you go, and I will see you soon. Yes, soon. We'll just say that. And until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.